Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the STC number 97, your weekly dose of Tuna Cup action. I'm, of course, just VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Whew, as we are back to our regular scheduled timing and broadcast. Again, last week we were live, or earlier this week, I suppose, we were live on Tuesday just because there were FEL qualifiers over the weekend, so we could not host our event on Sunday. But now we're here. Now we are back with a back-to-back broadcast. Speaking of Fusion Esports League, speaking of FEL, we're going to be live with the Tuna Cup first, and the Fusion Esports League is in 5 hours. Let's go, let's go. In 5 hours time, we're going to be live with the Fusion Esports League as well, so we have back-to-back coverage, back-to-back broadcasting. Do we have a break in between? I hope so. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. As we're jumping into our initial series here on the broadcast, exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, the bracket is looking amazing, and we are jumping into the round of 16. And this morning in the bottom right hand corner here of Incorporeal, we have the pink Polish Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes, recently qualifying for the Fusion Esports League CranKy main event. It is ArT. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, but also going for the proxy in the center of the map, we have the teal Protoss player himself. Ay, what am I looking? God damn it. The weaves are back. Representing among SSU people, it is ArT. Uwu, fan. Uwu. Easy toss. Apparently this is in-game clan tag, but here we go. We're going for the one base all-in. We have one gateway back there. We have one gateway across the map, but we have additional gateways as well. Getting into a 3-gate setup, I would imagine we can try to get up to a 4-gate setup as well, commit to the all-in. You know, ArT does move out across the map. He is scouting. He sees the gateway. He sees the the fake outs. Okay, cheeky build here by ArT. ArT does not go further in. So basically what ArT is seeing here is a gate cyber expand. It looks like a standard build. It looks like an economic build, actually. Really, it's anything but. Instead of a Nexus, what do we have? 2 gates and a pylon. So ArT is in the dark. ArT now dips back into the main. We'll recheck. We'll see a gas geyser. We'll see no other pylon. That is a tell. There should be a second pylon in the main base. So the fact that there is no pylon is a tell something is wrong, something is amiss. Behind the Stargate. Stargate open here, so 2 gateways into a Stargate before any expansion with the Stargate. If he realizes there's no incoming his way, he can start Void Ray production. He can begin Void Rays. That is going to be an option here for ArT. Until then, so let's piece it all together. ArT dips in, gets high ground vision, throws in the pylon, and here come the Adepts. Adepts are on the way. Zeld as well, going for the Stalker. Should be following this up with Stalker production as well. As ArT moves out, Adepts are moving in. And they do bypass the main army. Zeld's going to be dealt with. 2 Adepts, they do shade past. Looking for way into the bases. And again, the wall is, it's been interrupted here. There is that pylon. Adepts, they do shade in. And they can one-shot probes. They can one-shot. 1, 2. Oh, so far only 2 workers going down. Does not commit into the mineral line. Doesn't throw away his units. Once again, shading back in. Does not commit. Oracle's on the way. We're amassing Stalkers, more Adepts as well. As he shades back into the main base, no major damage yet. As he does not commit. Pylon goes down. And so far, ArT's holding. ArT's holding, he's defending. The Oracle has arrived. The Oracle's being sent across the map. ArT, I'm not too certain he fully realizes how much danger he's in. He's making another Oracle to help defend against the Adepts. And he does commit this time. It does commit. He's going to get 3, going to get up to 4. Oh, yeah, 4 probes go down. This is okay damage, but considering that ArT is 1 base all in, ooh, he expands. He does not make additional units here at the gateways. He is transitioning out of this, or at least trying to. The Oracle does bust into the main base. Probe's going to be going down. Workers that ArT cannot afford to lose. He was already committed. That's going to be another 5 workers going down. Ay. And ArT investing into these Oracles, I mean, he's gonna excel because of it. He's gonna get so much damage done. There's another Oracle moving out across the map. Now ArT does expand, and ArT, he is hurting. He's down to 18 probes. Remember, he was so committed, going for, oh my god, going for more proxies. What is happening right now? Hey. We have a proxy Twilight Council and a Robo, so he's going through the. I mean, he's been all in this entire game. He's just doubling down. Basically, this is a fake natural, a fake expansion. We're going into Dark Templar. Bold move. Meanwhile, the Oracles are looking for another way in. They're rotating around. Yep, there's a cancel again. That was a fake natural. And we're committing here with Dark Templar. And currently, ArT doesn't know. ArT is in the dark. Back at home, he's getting Stalkers in position. He does have the Stargate. He has these Oracles. If they stay alive, he does have Revelation. Ooh, as they one-shot, they get 7 more probe kills in the main. But again, the Oracles, they can have, well, they will have Revelations available here. Potentially. What I'm getting at is that there's a form of detection out on the map. Proxy is found. Prism's moving in. And the Prism is... oh! So far not scattered. So far so good. Repowers the gateways, let's go. Dark Shrine just now finishing up, and here comes the Dark Templar. It's all or nothing for Ateshi. Now ArT's back at home. He just threw down some just threw down some stasis traps. We don't quite have an energy overcharge yet either, which means 0 detection. These DTs, they can pop off. They can, and they will. Yeah, 0 Revelations here again. He threw down 2 stasis traps. It's not gonna help. And there we go. Bam, DTs, they hit the main. Ooh, there's the first Revelation. He gets 1. But there's still 2. There's still 2 Dark Templar left. Yeah, Probe's still going to be going down. They're getting 1 shot at the same time. If they bust into across the map. They bust into the bases. Second Revelation. Those 2 Revelations. We need 1 more. Uno más, papi. Uno más. But only getting a pylon. Oh my god. We saved the pylon. And there's the Revelation. And with that, that's all the damage. That's all the damage was dealt. GG gets called. Not good enough. And ArT, he will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG well played. ArT will claim the game. He will take a lead in the series. Again, an intense game 1 here from Ateshi, going for the proxy 2 gate into the proxy robo Twilight Council Dark Shrine into a fake natural base. But as we saw, what really excelled wasn't just the initial defense of ArT, but also the counterattack. The fact that he took a risk. He was going into Oracle production, even though he didn't really know how committed or how dedicated the all-in was. So it was a really risky move there, going for additional Oracles instead of going for any Void Rays to defend. And in the end, the Oracle, they popped off. They were able to wreak havoc across the map. They crippled Ateshi, and they forced him to commit into an even greater all-in. GG. GG well played with that. Ooh. We're getting into our next game. Getting into game number 2. Let's go. We'll be loading into ley lines. Just catching with the chat. Just share my papi, share my. I see everyone arriving in the chat. I see Eistan. I see Werehoged as well. Esther Werehoged. 0895. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. Easy Phil. Hacker is top. Psycons as well. Noam Chomsky. Bienvenidos. Trigi, I think. Maybe. Guys, I still can't pronounce it. Yes, share my man. Share my. Here we go. We're getting into the next game. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner of like, oh no, I forgot the predictions. No. Ah, God. I was just so engrossed in the intro, Babby. But if you're in the chat, predictions now open. Place your bets while you can as we get into our best of 3. As we get into game 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner here, we have our Polish Protoss player, the pink Polish Protoss, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Teal Protoss, representing among SG people. It is Ateshi. Yeah, also engrossed in getting into the tournament itself. That predictions did slip by my mind for the first game. Do apologize. Now we can settle into game number 2. So far, a 2-gate opener out of ArT once again. Meanwhile, this time, a 2-gate opener out of Ateshi. This time, there's no crazy fake out. There's no fake expansion and hidden proxy. Nothing yet. No shenanigans. But our eyes are on our players. Show us what you got. When it comes to the bracket, we'll be going over it after this series. We'll go over the bracket. We'll catch up what's been going on. We'll get there. Oh, we will get there. So then nothing too crazy. This time there is no hidden pylon, not from either side. Second pylon in the main base for ArT. Likewise, second pylon in the main base for Ateshi. Oh, sorry, second pylon at the natural has been thrown down. Of course, ArT does confirm. Third pylon's on the way. Double sentry here out of Ateshi. Meanwhile, Stalker sentry out of ArT. So far, so good. Both players should be looking to expand because of the double sentry. Bam, we have the Nexus on the way. So we see Ateshi able to this time actually expand and going for an earlier expansion as well. Throws down the shield battery to maintain this position, bearing in mind that ArT will have the greater army to work with. Right now, just fanning out, looking for proxies. Making sure he's okay. Against Ateshi, I don't blame him. Especially after game 1. Now he chills back at home, hallucinations are moving out, and we're going to be able to progress. We're getting into our game. Here we go. Now, the next thing we're looking for here is our tech of choice, whether we go into a Twilight Council, which is most likely to be the case. We could go Robo as an opener as well. As Ateshi's making additional sentries here. That's his 5th and 6th sentry. Jesus. A really high sentry count early on. And now the power of sentries here really, I mean, they can really excel in the early game. Oh my god, he's rushing into a third. He's crazy. Wait, what? He's double expanding, getting his natural and his third base insanely fast, and there's no shot he can hold on to this. I mean, he's gonna have mass sentry, he's gonna have a lot of force fields. I was about to talk about how with this early on there's no blink, so force fields can excel, but ArT, he sees everything. He saw the base, he's pushing, and he should force a cancel. Yeah, depths are rallying across the map as well. Base is under fire. I'm loving these hallucinations. And I think she's going to try to engage with a mass sentry. Let's go. Does force field, locks down a hallucination. Nice bait here from ArT. Does bait nicely. So far, Ateshi's holding on. Going for a robot follow-up into immortal production to make up for his lack of stalkers. And so far, he's getting away with it. So far. Meanwhile, third base is going to be delayed. Nice pickoff. At the same time, two Adepts, they get into the mineral line. Sorry, one Adept even. Getting 3 probes. Gets 3 workers. And Ateshi can't actually make use of the third base yet, but he's getting there. Soon be able to make 3 probes at a time. Prism's on the way, going for the sentry drop. Let's go. And, okay. I was gonna say that, I don't know if you noticed, but ArT actually wasn't making probes with this Nexus, but there we go. Probe production has begun. War Prism does move out. ArT, likewise, just making a beeline for that third. He still wants to break it down. And I'll be honest, I don't think Ateshi can hold on to it. Not without his immortal. Oh no! Oh, he does find the prism. Oh no, the prism gets found, and with that, the prism goes down the sentries as well. GG gets called, and ArT will snowball out of control. He will shut down the prism, shut down the sentries, and ArT will take the series 2-0. GG. Ah. My heart goes out to Ateshi, papi. GG will play. ArT will claim the series. Again, unfortunately, Ateshi, he had some quirky builds, is what I will say. Some really quirky builds, which is what I appreciate out of Ateshi here. Not the most standard of play, even here, rushing into a third base. But as a result, he forced pressure from ArT. Like, he forced ArT to be active, he forced him to be aggressive, and ArT, he did excel. He did snowball out of control. Really unfortunate that he caught the prism when he did. He was moving out to try to apply pressure to the third base regardless, and GG. GG will play with that. ArT will claim the series, but a shout out to Ateshi for competing here tonight, as that leads us into our next matchup into the bracket. Let's go. Exclamation mark be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we do have some updates from the top. ByuN, he's the #1 seed of the tournament. He's waiting for the winner of Rebellion and Revenant in the next round. Scrolling down, we have Jumy. Jumy's up against Ragnar. Winning goes up against Nicoract in the second round as well in the quarterfinals. We do have Gerald versus Grape. We have MiddleVK versus Ledlix, and we have Percival taking down Cost Phoenix, now up against ArT in the next round as well. That's going to be our next series, of course, is going to be ArT versus Percival in the quarterfinals. Let's go. Here we go. We were expecting that matchup, which is kind of why we did focus on the ArT match initially, to follow that into Percival, and now the players are lying in wait, and that is going to be our next matchup. We go. Beautiful. The other portions of the bracket, I mean, they're slowly progressing here, and they'll get there. We might follow this straight into the semis, depending on the length of some of those games. Otherwise, we might be able to catch another quarterfinals match after this one. So we might be able to jump into another. For now, though, we are going to be going in a short break, and when we come back, we'll have a next series. We'll have ArT and Percival facing up. Let's go. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Happy see you soon. Oh. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, we just wrapped up with our first round of 16 match, but now we are going to be following our players here into the quarterfinals of this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup number 97. We've almost reached number 100. Will we do anything special for it? I mean, we'll try. It just kind of crept up on us. But regardless, we're jumping into our best of 3 and spawning in the left-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the pink Polish Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is? It is a Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, I do lean towards Percival. Percival, he has been looking very on point as of late. He's been looking very dangerous, I will say, going for a double gas opener as well. Very aggressive in this TVP matchup. He's not known for his mid game. He's not known for his late game. He's known for his aggression, his timing attacks in TVP. And we'll see if ArT can keep up with that. We shall see. Again, ArT did recently, of course, qualify for the Fusion Esports League Krakow main event for the offline tournament. But we'll see if he, well, I mean, I'm sure that's part of the reason why he's competing here tonight, to make sure he is in form. And we'll see how he compares to Percival. He scouts double gas. He's aware. He's aware of what's going on. Again, double gas means a faster factory, means a delayed CC, and from here we can go into an earlier tech lab, into an earlier add-on swap, we can go into earlier cyclone production, we can go into Reaper, Reactor, but I would have seen the Reactor by now, so we'll keep an eye on Percival here to see if he goes for early drop play, if he goes for early tech, what kind of tech he goes into as well. As Percival, he does have options. Behind this, we do have ArT just settling in, just going for his own gate cyber expands. Crazy, nothing wild. Let's go. So now we have the initial Reaper Hellion here. Nothing too committed, there's no reactors, so only should be making like an extra wave of this before throwing down his add-ons. So Reaper does poke in. CC on location. And we have our tech of choice going for a Twilight Council opener, getting to Blink. Okay, so Blink based opener here out of ArT. Meanwhile, here we go. There are the add-ons. So we have, I believe, 2 Reapers and 1 Hellion into Reactor Tech Lab. From here, we can go for Cyclone production. We're not really lined up for an add-on swap, otherwise the starport would be a little bit closer. Until then, Reaper Hellion does damage to the middle line. He gets 1, he gets 2. 1, 2, 3 probes going to be going down. Nice damage so far. Hellion volley goes off and gets another probe. Hellion goes down. That's still going to be 4 dead workers. Reapers are getting behind the middle line. Ooh, the force field does not lock him down. Unfortunate placement there for the force field. With that, gets up to 6 probe kills. 6, 7 probes go down. Gets a full scout of the main base. Ay, ay, ay. And a brutal start for ArT. That's going to be 7 workers killed early on. Very brutal. And the pressure is going to be now on ArT to recover in some way. How many gates? 3 so far. 3 gateway setup, 3 gate blink. Do we throw down a 4th gateway? Do we get a robot? Do we get a prison? Do we commit across the map? Do we be greedy instead? The pressure is on ArT. Back at home. He is going for the follow-up. The Percival going for the Cyclone Marine drop into add-on swap into, are we going for Banshees or Ravens? It's up to Percival. Meanwhile, at the same time, a big shout out to Eva. Eva. Ay, ay, ay. Oi! I don't see Eva on the bracket. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And we are missing Eva in today's bracket. Shaking my head, Bobby. I mean, as a result, I mean, no surprise. We're going to have purely PBTs in the quarterfinals. It's feels bad, man. Feels bad. Where are the Zergs? I mean, I'm implying that Eva would even play Zerg, but we all know he'd play his main race. He'd play Protoss. It is true. It is true. Eva. But welcome one and all. Welcome to the Sparkling Tuna Cup. This is a weekly open tournament. Open to all. We're currently in the quarterfinals. We're currently in the round of 8. And here comes that initial drop. Medevac moves out. Behind this, we are indeed getting into tank production and Cloak Banshee. Checking the vision here, ArT did see the research. He knows. He's fully aware here that Cloak is on the way. And again, Percival, he's going to double down here on the aggression. ArT likewise going to try to intercept. As ArT moves out, drop is moving in. Does drop in. Thankfully, this is a shield battery, and ArT is going to be able to buy a little bit more time. Despite that, the shield battery runs out of energy. Nice blinks here. The Stalker's still got 1. 1 does go down. Gets 1 Stalker. Gets a 2nd Stalker as well. Oh, and this drop is getting out of hand. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. That's going to be 8, 9, 10 pro. Oh my god. 12 workers going down. Banshee does hit the natural at the same time. Stalkers they link into the main. He's all in. ArT, he's completely all in at this point. It's all or nothing. The tank has arrived. Shuts down the Stalkers. There's 4 Stalkers left. Down to 3. Soon to be 2. Soon to be none. As that's 30 dead workers. Again, this drop did game-ending damage. Not the drop, but not just the drop of the Banshee as well. And ArT, he's down to what? He's down to 19 probes. GG gets called, and Percival takes game number 1. GG. Percival, he does take a lead in the series. Again, just a really rough start out of ArT. Winding it back, if you recall, ArT, he did lose, what, 7+ probes at the start of the game to the Reaper Hellion. It was a really brutal start, followed by the drop play. Unfortunately, ArT, his army was outside of the main. If you recall, he was outside of the bases of Percival. He was not at home. He was not ready at home to defend against the drop. He was expecting to deny the drop early on and contain the Terran. He did miss the medevac drop, and with that, it got out of hand. GG. GG will play the snowball out of control, and with that, Percival takes the lead, and now we are getting ready for game number 2. Getting ready for game 2, and we'll see if ArT can bounce back. See if we can bounce back. We'll see if we can recover. So we're jumping into that second game. As game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. And spawning in the top right-hand corner here of Tokamak, we do have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Little Fairy, leading the series 1-0. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the pink Polish Protoss player, the Platinum Heroes Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can force the ace match. It is ArT. The pressure is on. Okay. Some players are going to be settling in. And we saw last game, Percival did go for a double gas opener. We saw what it led into. It led into early Cyclone, into early drop, into tank Cloak Banshee. But we'll see what he goes for this time. Again, we're loading into a much larger map, so we're expecting to see something more economic. Despite that, double gas once again. Now, just because this is a double gas opener doesn't mean it's going to be the same build, but we'll keep that in mind. We'll see if he does deviate or where exactly he deviates. Last game, he delayed his add-ons a little bit further to go into Reaper Hellion. I would imagine that's going to be less effective here. So I would imagine we'll see earlier add-ons. But we'll keep an eye on Percival. Factories on the way. Does open Reaper once again. The rush system by ground is a little bit longer here on this map, likewise more defendable bases. That's why I lean towards seeing something a little bit less committed out of Percival. Something that's committed, but it is Percival that we're talking about, so I may just pull the boys on 2 bases. It's very much so possible here, very likely even they would. Yes, that Percival. But now Reaper Hellion, same opener here. So he's going to go double Reaper, 1 Hellion, then into add-ons. So far, it looks like the same build. So far. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener out of ArT. Does open Twilight Council in towards Blink. Reaper does dip in. Reaper does poke forward. And yep, there it is. Reactor, Tech Lab once again. Starport, Cyclone. So far, everything's looking exactly the same. Go shout out to the Tuna. It's beautiful. Percival does rotate. Oh, tussle back. Does catch the initial adept. Goes down. And behind this, yeah, we do have the drop into. We're expecting another tech lab. We're expecting add-on swap. Yeah, there it is. It's the exact same build. He's just doing it. Oh, no, never mind. No swap this time. He thought about it. He thought about swapping, but no, he's going for an earlier tank instead. Which means if we go for the tech lab, we may just skip the Banshee. Yeah, no Banshee, no tech lab. We're going for the Viking. Okay, so he does deviate. Does mix things up. The initial Reaper Hellion did not do anywhere near as much damage. Hellion went down, Reaper went down. So far, it's been a stronger defense here from ArT. Likewise, ArT moves out. As he moves out, he does intercept. Ooh, but who gets caught? Yeah, who catches who here as a Stalker does go down. Better trade for Percival. Does move out. No shield. Oh, no shield battery. Without a shield battery, it's going to be a tough hold. The Cyclone gets a lot of hits in. Stalker's going to be zoned away. The lock on is brutal. And Stalker's getting caught out. So yeah, that's going to be 1, 2 dead Stalkers, getting all 3. And this may just be too much here. I mean, the Cyclone is getting low, but we're just rallying. At this point, yeah, we're just rallying across the map. Nice control, saves the Cyclone, tank does siege, Viking can land. And he's taking over the natural, taking over the Robo. No, depowers the Robo. No immortal production. He needs that immortal. The shield batteries are denied. Does snipe the Cyclone. Cyclone does go down. Backup pylons on the way. I'm just going for the Robo itself. Yeah, boys are being pulled to save the Robo. Dives on the tank. And ArT's going to be able to hold on just a little bit longer here. Takes out the tank. Trades against the army. Another tank has arrived. The immortal will pop out. That's still 13 dead workers. That is still brutal damage. Yes, ArT does hold, does survive. Again, a clutch hold here, able to save the Robo, able to save the Immortal. But again, he lost so many workers. He's down in economy, down in probes. If Percival wanted to, he could just throw down a third CC. He could throw down a third CC and just get into a longer game and just back off and macro out of this. Percival is ahead. But it's Percival, so he's rallying. He's still just rallying everything across the map. He's not stopping. It's got now 2 tanks. ArT lost 14 probes in the defense. Behind this, working towards Storm, Temple Archives. Army gets spotted. ArT's moving in. Yeah, and he's just going for last side. Does get one of the tanks, and he may get a second tank. Nah, not even. GG gets called as Percival does overwhelm. And Percival, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played, congratulations Percival. He will claim the series. Again, a very aggressive style here out of Percival, which is what we expected, to be honest. It's what we expected here in this matchup. We spoke at the beginning of the series how he's not known for his mid game, he's not known for his late game, he's known for his timing attacks and early game aggression, and that's where Percival did thrive. That's where he did thrive here. In game 1, it was he just snowballed out of control early on. If you remember, he killed 7 pros with the initial Reaper Hellion, then he ended the game with the drop play. Here we saw something different. We saw him commit to a straight-on, head-on push instead, where he was able to overwhelm the first 3 Stalkers. It was a really brutal start where ArT didn't have a safety shield battery, so he was vulnerable to the Cyclone, and he lost 3 Stalkers early on. Actually, technically, he lost all 4 Stalkers at the start of the game. And then we just saw the rally of the tank. We just saw the rally of everything else. The natural was broken, and that was GG. That was GG then there after ArT had pulled the boys, after he had defended, but he lost 14 probes. He lost 14 probes in that defense. And from there, it was just a really rough road to recovery. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into our next game. Or are we? Let's find out. Where exactly are we? As we head on over here to the brackets and we catch up on some of these updates here. Here we go from the top, but we do have ByuN still waiting. Okay, that's a long series. Rebellion and Replicants, they are still mid-series, they're still facing off in the first round. So it looks like the upper semis is going to be a little bit more delayed here, as we still have some matches underway. Meanwhile, Gerald is up against Ledlix in the quarterfinals. Winner goes up against Percival, and we have Jumy versus Nicoract currently mid-series as well. Now, because of how things are lined up, and because ByuN is still waiting for his own series and his own match, we'll most likely host the lower semis first. It's going to be lower semis, then the upper semifinals thereafter, assuming that players are able to catch up, and some of these matches do catch up in the end. I can confirm that Rebellion and Replicant are still mid-series. They are still mid-series. So we will be catching up with Gerald and Ledlix, if at all possible. Okay. Here we go. So we might be able to jump in mid-series. As, of course, Gerald and Percival, they're facing off in the European server, so we're heading on over to Europa. Likewise, Jumy and Nicoract also, they have begun. And it looks like Gerald vs. Ledlix is about to begin as well. Okay. I didn't get to mention it, but Ledlix did just take down a mid of a K 2-1 as well to make it to those quarterfinals, and it looks like we have a fresh series. Okay, it looks like we have a fresh series here. Geralt and Ledlix, the vetoes are done, and we are jumping into game number 1. Jumping to game 1. Let's go. This game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. And again, we're going to follow this series into the lower semis. Then into the upper semis eventually. We'll get there. See the chat. Oh, Ledlix. Yo, I see Rowdy in the chat. Rowdy. Yo, I saw your photo. I saw you took a selfie with Colonel Sanders himself. Oh my god. Oh, the KFC. You're an animal. Also, hello, Lego. Hello. As we're getting into our next series, into our first race of 3 this morning, in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Italian Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Ledlix. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets in the chat for who you believe will claim the series. Will it go the way of one Protoss or the other? Up to you to decide. Best of luck. Best of luck. So we're settling in. And we'll see how our players will approach this PvP. But now we have our 2-gate opener out of Geralt and 2-gate opener out of Ledlix. So far, standard openers out of our players. Everything looking as it should. Oh my god! As a scouting probe is going to be shut down, that should not have happened. A nice catch here from Geralt. And Ledlix is in the dark. Now, Geralt, he isn't really one to go for one base all-ins, but he does have the opportunity to do so. He could try to commit. But against a 2-gate opener, like, we're probably just going to calm down, settle down, strap in for the mid-game. as Gerald is poking in, it is going to be a Sentry Expand. A greedy build here by Lelix. He does skip his second unit. Ooh, and he does go for the Nexus. You know, Gerald across the map goes double adept. Double adept opener. Stargate's on the way. Stargate into, most likely, Oracle. I mean, Stargate to Oracle. Probe is shut down. And again, Geralt will have the faster attack, he will have the faster aggression with that Oracle, the faster harassment option. Meanwhile, Lelix, he will have the faster Nexus. So greedier build here by Lelix. The pressure's on Geralt, and here we go. He moves out not just with the Oracle, but with the double adept as well. So he's moving out to harass. Do you see Lelix going for a Robo opener? Very safe play here from our red Protoss. Very safe. Upset moving out. Looking to move in. Oh. Threading the shade. Catching a Rebel. They can do get locked in though. Nice force field. And Adepts they do make it out. They make it back home, but no major damage. They get one probe. But again, Geralt's not done. The Oracle is on the way. Meanwhile, Lelix opening up War Prism. Okay. Going for the Prism, potentially going for the Sentry drop. Oracle gets spotted. Lelix warping it in time. Collapsing of the army. Meanwhile, Geralt gets one, he gets two probes. Not bad. Gets a, not a third probe towards the end. Takes a lot of damage. Yeah, a little bit too greedy there from Geralt, but despite that, it's still going to be 6 probe kills. Oh, yes, he did shade him with 2 adepts. 6 probes going to be going down. The Oracle barely gets out. 3 HP. Does get away. They get nice damage here from Geralt. As he does punish Lelix. Even though Lelix had the faster Nexus, Geralt has the greater economy. He has more probes, he has an even base count, the Oracle still being active. We have a Void Ray on the way, interesting. Void Ray out of Geralt. I mean, he knows that this is a Prism, he knows that it's somewhere. And he will find it. Dust with the Prism. Blink is on the way. Lelix rushing into a third. And once again, greed here out of Lelix. The Observer does split the main army. Oracle hits the natural. Gets 2 more probes. Oh, yeah, too greedy there. The Oracle finally does go down, but here comes the main army towards the third base. And he shouldn't force a cancel. Yeah, the army's in position. Blink is done for Geralt. Going for the pylon, but he will not get it. It's going for the sentry. Does get a snipe. Has the sentry at the same time. Probe's going to be going down. Void Ray to the mineral line. Gets another probe. Let's say Julie shaded. Lelix, he's been the punching bag so far. He's lost how many probes so far? 13. 13 workers have gone down. Like, that's been brutal damage here over the course of the game. He has to get something done across the map. He gets 3 probes, getting up to potentially 4. 4 probe kills, not bad. I say 4, can we get up to 5? Up! Almost, not quite. He gets 4 at the same time. Go, he just walks in. He just walks into the bases. Depowers the gateways, takes out 2 pylons. Doesn't quite get the pylon in the main. Yeah, he's getting pinned down. Ooh, as a bit of miscontrol there by Lelix. Yeah, it does leave the army idle. More probes going to be falling. That should not have happened. 6 probe kills. And even the Void Ray popping up. already getting damage done. Once again, we do see Gerald trying to split up. Alas has been losing a lot of probes here, so his army is suffering as a result. Thankfully, he is somewhat in position. And so does Warpin. Holds on to the third. Holds on to the base. Stalkers are looking for another way in. And the game is slowing down somewhat here. Like, Lelix, he's slowly recovering. I say slowly recovering. He's still down in upgrades. Like, +1 is about to finish off for Gerald. Likewise, Gerald, he's ahead in tech. Gerald, he has charge. So, bling, charge, getting to a 4th base. Gerald, he still has a lead. He has a 4th that's about to finish. So, Gerald is going to have more efficient mining. Lelix is holding on, but you can see the disparity in supply, it's going to get larger. It's about to get even larger here. Likewise, brutal supply block at Lelix. Gateway's just now finishing up. Gerald, he's moving in. Lelix, he has a bank that he has to spend. He's still supply blocked. He needs those pylons. It's 5 pylons on the way. Brutal supply block. Gerald still sharking around. And does peel off a couple of zealots. They head into the mineral line. They get a couple of probe kills. Likewise, welcome to main. Zealots, they do hit the mineral line as well. Lelix out of position. Oh, and probes are going down. It's getting out of hand. At the same time, Lelix, he does warp into the main. Trying to get something done across the map. There's a recall. There's a recall back home. Gerald, he defends, and he still gets the mineral line. There's 16 probe kills. The pylon shouldn't get the expansion. Oh, but denies the warp in. The warp in is denied. Does take down the zealots. And we're all in. At this point, Lelix is completely all in. It's all or nothing. Zealots take it into the mineral line. At least they try to. Brutal force fields. They turn back the army. GG gets called as Gordy just has an overwhelming force. And Gerald, he takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. For the most part, Gerald, he was in the driver's seat of almost that entire game. He was able to harass quite well early on. We saw that Lelix was greedy. Remember, he went for the faster natural, and he went for the faster 3rd base as well. Like Lelix was trying to be greedy, trying to get ahead economically, but he fell behind. The Oracle harass, the Adept harass, the Stalker counterattacks, it all just got out of hand. It all got out of hand, it got out of control. And with that, GG well played. We saw that Gerald was able to take a massive economic lead that led into his army supply lead as well. We also saw that Lelix was getting supply blocks. That also didn't help. So brutal supply blocks there. So he had just a really hard time keeping up with the army and was torn apart. GG. GG well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2. Going to be loading into Percival. And we'll see if Lelix can bounce back and force the ace match, or if Gerald will make it through to the semi-finals. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Percival, we do have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Italian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Lelix. Players are opening up. players do open up. So far, it's going to be a 2-gate opener here from Gerald. Likewise, 2-gate opener at Lelix. So far, so good. As a reminder, what happened last game? Last game, Lelix, he went for a Sentry Expand. He did skip his second unit to get a faster Nexus, which is how he was able to be a little bit greedier last game. We'll see if he does the same here. And welcome to Percival. Percival, of course, is one of the, I would say, more aggressive maps in the map pool. Very direct rush distance as well, so we do often see some more intense games on Percival. With the healing pad, of course, which can be a factor. As the players are opening up. Once again, it's going to be Sentry Expand here from Lelix. Meanwhile, we have Gerald doing the same, so we have mirrored builds. So Sentry Expand all around. Everyone cuts corners. Let's go. Meanwhile, what I find interesting here is that we have Sentry Expand into 0 follow-up units, into what? Into a faster Twilight Council. So Gerald, he's even greedier here, skipping his second unit entirely for the faster Twilight Council into Blink. Meanwhile, Lelix, he plays it safe. He goes Sentry into second, into a third Sentry, then into his tech of choice, into a much later Robo. So as we get into our builds here, as we get into our openers, I do favor Gerald, just because Gerald, he got away with more. Both players were cutting corners, but again, Gerald, he was able to be even greedier than Lelix. Meanwhile, behind this, Gerald going for a proxy. Interesting. Based on the Twilight Council tech of choice, okay, I was gonna say proxy Dark Shrine, proxy Stargate. This is something that Gerald, he's very fond of. He actually showed this off, if you recall, over the weekend during the Fusion Esports League qualifiers, or sorry, during the Fusion Esports League Polish Championship during the group stage. We saw that this is an off-timing proxy Stargate. This is quite late. This is later than usual. Because it's so late, though, that is why Lelix won't be expecting it. That's why he's chilling back at home, he's saturating his bases, he doesn't know what's going on, and this can catch players off guard. This cannon often does. So on the one hand, is it late? Yes, but because it's late, that's why it's so unexpected. Because in the main base, there's no shield battery, there's no units in position. Lelix once again rushing into a fast third base. Gerald not too far behind him, but again, is a later third for Gerald. Right now, the pressure on Gerald for economic damage. Lelix moves out with his adepts. Gerald has got the bare minimum to defend. Does have an army to work with. Adepts they shade into the main. They get 1, they get 2, they get 3. 3 probes going down. Getting 4 towards the end. Oracle does miss into the main. And likewise gets 4 probes as well. So this should have been a really strong moment here for Gerald to get a worker lead, but because the Adept harass, now Gerald, he only keeps up. He only keeps up. Now waiting for the second Oracle. Hallucination is checking. Does find him. As the episode do bust into the middle line, they could do another 4 probes. Okay, not bad. 4 workers going down. This time Lelix, he has no counter damage. And we're backing up those oracles. Moving in. Oh no, the third base is exposed. More probes going to be going down. Oh, brutal damage. Yeah, Lelix just completely out of position. Losing 12, 13. Yeah, 13, 14, 15 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Getting even more damage at the natural force of the recall. Catching out some stalkers. And this is critical damage here. 22 probes. He's not done. He's not done. 25. 25 workers go down. He shouldn't get the Immortal. But he shouldn't. He still might. Oh, good. One more volley. Takes out the Immortal. Blinks away. Gets away with all his Stalkers. And this is a brutal position here for Ledlix. Ay, ay, ay. Try to dip back in. We're sitting in between the bases. Does it the third, and yeah, GG gets called. There's just too much damage, too much at once, and Gerald, he will take the series at 2-0, advancing on to the semis. GG. Oh, GG, well played. Very impressive play there by Gerald, both in game 1 and in game 2. It just came down to the harassment. It came down to, yeah, just the harassment, whether it was Oracle harass, Adept harass, Stalker counterattacks as well. He was just pulling Ledlix apart and was able to cripple the economy, and from there, cripple the army. GG. GG, well played. Again, really fast, impressive play there by Gerald. So Ledlix unable to keep up. Did have a good showing himself though to make it to the quarterfinals and to, you know, as also a regular competitor as well. So a big shout out to Ledlix. But here we go. We have some updates here. Oh my god. We have the lower semis ready. It's gonna be Gerald and Percival facing off in a best of 3. Meanwhile, looks like hopefully everything's okay with Replicant. Did really well for himself taking down Rebellion, but it looks like Replicant may have forfeited against ByuN. ByuN gets a 1-0 scoreline, and ByuN is in the semis. Actually, waiting for Jumy and Nicoract. Oh my god. Waiting for Jumy and Nicoract in the next round. GG, well played. And again, we are going to be getting to the lower semis. Predictions? Vetoes are underway, and once they're done, we'll be jumping in. We will get there. The late proxy Stargate was unexpected. Yes, yes. Gerald, he's very fond of it. He's very fond of the late proxy Stargate. He did it over the weekend during the Polish Championship, and he does like to sprinkle it in PvPs. It's like a Gerald signature move. The delayed proxy Stargate. But yeah, with that, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we will have the lower semis. We'll see you soon with Gerald and Percival. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals. Welcome back to the semifinals, or semifinales of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 97. We finally made it here. We're kind of nearing the tail end of the broadcast in a way. Basically, 2 semis and then the grand finals remaining here. Oh boy, here we go. I guess halfway through the broadcast. As spawning in the bottom right corner of Tokamak, we do have the red Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss, the blue Terran player, the blue Terran, the South Korean Terran for Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. There we go. Best of luck in the chat, as it is Gamba time. Let's go. Get your Gamba going. As coming into this, I'll be honest, this is going to be a harder one to call. Now, when it comes to Gerald's play, and when it comes to where Gerald thrives, we saw this over the weekend in his series against Spirits, which, by the way, he beat Piotr. He beat Spirits during the group stage of the Polish Championship. Gerald, he thrives in a longer game. If he can make it to the mid-game, if he can make it to the late game, mid-game and mid to late game onwards here, that is what Gerald is, one of the best Protoss players in the world. Like, we were seeing Gerald take down ByuN, take down Cure, take down and take it to players like Jumy. Like Gerald, he's an animal in the late game if he can get there. That's the thing. Meanwhile, if you saw the last series, the previous 2 series ago, you'll know that Percival, where does he thrive? Percival, he thrives in shorter games. He thrives in early timing attacks. Percival, he's hyper aggressive, specifically in this matchup. That is where Percival thrives. Meanwhile, double gas opener, double gas into a faster factory. We can see Gerald going for the add-on block here. Do love to see it. Cheeky move out of Gerald. But these early timing attacks are where Percival does thrive, so we'll see if Gerald can survive, right? We'll see if he can survive the aggression and get into his own comfortable game state, as it is going to be Double Reaper Hellion into Reactor Tech Lab. At least it should be into Reactor Tech Lab, but yeah, the add-ons are going to be delayed and the pylon is going to disrupt. So a fun start here from Gerald. Get into his 1-1-1. Yeah, Hellion's out, Reaper's out, the pylon, it tanks quite a bit, and he does force the lift. So he will delay the build, he will delay the add-ons. Back at home, Twilight Council open out of Gerald into Blink. Here comes a reactor, here comes the Tech Lab. Ooh, Adept does arrive to delay the CC. Yeah, nice pickup. Again, the Adept does bypass the main army. Meanwhile, at the same time, to punish, Percival just dives straight to the main. Gets a probe. Meanwhile, Adept does bust in. 3 SCVs going to be going down at the same time. 3 probes also going down. That's a 3, getting to 4, 5, 6 probe kills. Ooh, this is getting out of hand. Shield Barrier is just a couple of seconds too late. Yeah, a little bit too late there. 7 probe kills. That is critical damage early on already. But at the same time, the CC is delayed and he gets 4 SCVs. The 1 Adept makes up for it. So this was a brutal defense here for Gerald. He lost a lot of workers, but he's able to make up for it. Does make up for it. Kills another SCV. Oh, apparently not. But still, 4 SCV kills, delaying the CC. It's still not done. Finally goes down. The pylon is still alive, by the way. Still a nuisance, still annoying. And even scouts the 1-1-1, even scouts the Tech Lab. For all he knows, this could be a Raven. It could be a Raven here, but now we have Cloak on the way. Banshee's going to be amassing. Adept say don't get into the main. He does not confirm. We can see his Cloak Banshee. Geralt is still in the dark. Still in the dark here. I do favor Geralt's position overall, just because of the heavy delay on the natural. Oh, but they're still getting caught out. They're still getting caught. Geralt behind this going for a 3-gate blink. So safe opener, 3-gate blink out of Geralt, and here comes the push, here comes the aggression. The scouts, he confirms. He gets eyes on the Cloak, he gets eyes on the Banshee play. But he doesn't really have much of an army to slow this down. He's got a shield battery, Robo's in production. He's trying to warp in. Going for a 4th gateway. And Here comes Percival. This nation does tank the lock-on. Yeah, tank fully going up. Stalker's taking a lot of damage. Another pylon on the way. There's the energy overcharge on that shield battery. Just buying a little bit more time. Banshees have arrived, does dive on the tank. Tank does go down. Nice snipe, but no detection. Yeah, zero detection here. The Banshees, they're getting free damage here on the Stalkers. Meanwhile, the detection is still on the way, but it's depowered. The robot is depowered. Banshees free damage. They get a Stalker. They get one. They get two. They get three. Oh, three Stalkers going down. Insane damage. Every Stalker is that much more crucial. Another Stalker falls. Getting 4 Stalkers. As Gerald is just trying to buy some time. Throws down a third Nexus. He gets a third base. But Gerald, he is holding on. Trying to bypass the main army. Getting caught out instead. He wants a tank. Does get it. Tank goes down. Does go down. Meanwhile, 12 pro kills. Oh no. 10 probes going down. I say 10, up to 12, of course. And Percival, he's not stopping. Should he though? There's not much to protect his tanks. So I'll say rush in. Tank is going to go down, dives on the Banshee, cleans everything up. A nice skin up here by Gerald. Gerald holds. What's important, he holds on to what? His third base. Held on to the third. Charge is now done. Again, it's been an intense hold here. Percival heals pretty committed. Third CC only now begins. Oh, the tank gets caught out. No bunker, no tank, no setup, and Gerald is going for the kill. He's going for the throats. Looking to punish Percival. The boys are being pulled. This is critical damage already. More boys being pulled from the main by accident. And with that, this is 16 SCV kills going for the Marauders as well. There's one Marauder remaining. Does go down. And Percival, Gerald, he's still not done. 19 SCVs. Oh no! One of the Stalkers gets caught. More Zealots reinforced, making use of that proxy gateway. Gerald's able to counterattack. And Gerald, he's done it. At this point, he has done it. He survived the aggression. He counterattacks as well. He punches Percival. Percival was pretty all in. And yes, he's now expanding, but it's a late base. It's a late expansion. He's lost so much here. 24 SCVs. And all that Gerald has to do is just calm down. Just calm things down. Saturate his third. Build up his tech. Get into a forge. +1. Stormer's on the way. Gateway explosion. Gerald just has to calm down, contain, and get further ahead. Speaking of, does split the Liberator. Liberator barely does get away. Forcing back the army. Ooh, Gerald, he does barely miss. Liberator will deny mining at the gas. Getting a couple of workers. Double drop on the left hand side. Alright, now there's a lot of pressure on Percival. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for Gerald. But Percival, he gets into the main. Once again, Gerald out of position. He barely does miss a drop. Going for the host's pylon. The pylon is going to go down. Depowers everything in the main. It's all depowered. Gets into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. Gets 8 probes. Likewise, rallying on forward. Percival, he can still do this. Yeah, he can still pull this off. 13 probes. Liberator does mining. Percival just rallying everything across the map. What about storms? Storms are coming in. Up. Oh my god. Storm has been ready for quite some time. Tanks in, tanks the mines. Oh my god. The mine shot. Oh my god, Jesus. The High Templar, no! The High Templar just survived. Just barely. Barely lives. Storm's hoping up. That Templar went down. That could have been game. That could have been game. It still might just be game. As he does start down with High Templar. Now there are 0 Templars, 0 Storms. Percival stimming in. Gerald, he did such a great job earlier. He crippled his opponent. All he had to do was defend, but he missed the Liberator. He missed the drop. He missed everything. Percival, he locked in. He locked in. GG gets called, and Percival, he will take it. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. A crazy comeback there out of Percival. He was completely committed. He was all in. He had to end the game then and there. He broke out, and he pulled Gerald apart with his drop play. He was able to drop into the main base, Liberator into the natural, Liberator into the third as well. Just pulling Gerald apart. Did critical damage, and GG. GG with that. Percival is 1 game away from making it to the grand finals. On a mass. 1 more game is all he needs. Getting into game number 2. Jumping into game 2. Here we go. As a reminder, the upper semis will be right after this series as well. Will be right after. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Leylines, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone down in this series, but not looking too bad at all in that last game. It was very close. It was very close, very intense, very back and forth. We'll see if he can force the ace match. I'm hoping he can, regardless of how this goes, or how this turns out. We have a Streamer Zone, Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Little Fairy, leading the series 1-0. Somehow going his way back into the last game. It is Percival. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in. We have, once again, double gas opener here out of Percival. So far going for the same opener of choice. As a reminder, he did go he went Reaper Hellion into Reactor Tech Lab into Cyclone Tank Push with Cloak Banshee. He actually went for the same build twice in a row against ArT earlier, and I say same build, he went for a similar build against ArT. He did deviate a little bit in that series, a little bit. But overall, it's been going for a very similar style, just early game aggression. And again, that's what he's known for. That's who he be. And despite that, Gerald, he did very well for himself. Like, shutting down the aggression, counterattacking as well. Like, Gerald, he was doing everything right, it felt. Except for the drop play, right? Except for the drop defense. Casito, baby, casito. As it goes for another add-on block. You will block the add-on, you will disrupt the early game. Again, that will keep the initial Reaper Hellion busy. Also get free scouting here for Gerald. True. Skip rescouting. Gerald's fanning at his units. Is going to be a Twilight Council opener once again out of our Protoss player. And we are going for the add-ons of choice. There we go. Reactor on the racks. We have Tech Lab here on the factory. Going for the Cyclone. Going for the early drop. Hello, Gerald. No shot, we're going for a Proxy Dark Shrine. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener, that is true, but with a pylon here in the top left-hand corner of the map, it looks like a Proxy Dark Shrine instead. Or alongside this. Going for charge, not blink. Yeah, it's going to be DTs. Okay. Bold move. Ruby Hellion does dive in. Dives into the bases here, dives into the mineral line. But the shield battery is done. And Gerald, he will defend. He will defend, he will clean this up. Yet there is Dark Shrine is on the way, as we did mention. Again, going into charge, screams, DTs. Now, something that I do like about this build here for Gerald is that Percival has been going for late third bases, and he's been hyper aggressive. And because of that, he's been muling quite a lot, quite hard. He's been very dedicated with his pushes. I feel like this means that DTs should be even more effective against Percival, assuming we can get that far, right? Assuming that we can survive that long. We can see here that this time it's not going to be Banshee play. We're going into a Viking follow-up. We saw the same thing in game 2 against ArT, where he goes tank into Viking, not tank into Banshee. He's going to be rallying the Viking across the map. He's going to be rallying everything. As you can see here, yep, he does pull a couple of boys. He rallies the Marines. Oh, third base being taken, and Gerald, are we being too greedy? Yeah, as the base is going to be denied, there's no saving this, there's a cancel. Dark Shrine is almost done. As, yeah, the Dark Shrine is still just now finishing. There we go, Dark Templar's warping in across the map. Bunker has begun. Marines, they shut down the Zealots. DT's on the way. No defensive DT yet. There we go, just now warping in. And do we have any scans? This is what we do. We have one. Yeah, one scan is available. There we go, scan across the map, which means no scan back at home. Yeah, eBay has begun. DT into the mineral line. There we go, another Dark Templar across the map as well. Where do we scan? What's the plan? I mean, he has no scan. Not yet, he has to wait for the main. And he has 0 scans here for Percival. Despite that, he's going further in, he needs more damage. Here come the charge lots, and down go the Marines. Yeah, Gerald, he holds. Wow, he holds, he defends, he shuts it, he shuts down the push. He needs another scan. And again, he still doesn't have it. Oh my god, losing one of the tanks. Yeah, back at home, he was sorry, I should say he did scan back at home to defend. But he will lose 8 SCVs. He lost a tank. Oh, another tank goes down. Another tank falls. And Gerald takes the third. Yeah, Gerald takes the third base. He bullies back the army. eBay is done. Where's the turrets? No turrets. Oh, but there's Raven. Okay, there's a Raven. So Percival, he survives on 2 bases, and this is very similar to last game, where Percival's push gets shut down, where Percival's economy gets crippled, and when Gerald takes a lead. And from here, he's getting further ahead. All Gerald has to do is survive, defend, claim a 4th base, maintain map control, work towards upgrades, work towards a greater tech choice, and Percival's all in. So again, very similar to last game. Very similar kind of game state. Where Percival has a massive army to work with, and he's pushing. Again, it's all or nothing for Percival. He's moving out. He's going to be able to hit with Stim and +1 eventually. Like, the upgrades are still a ways away. And we'll see if he can break the 3rd. That's a lot of Zealots. Do we go for the missile? Do we go for the auto turret? Storm is not done. Feedback. Here come the auto turrets behind the tanks. Oh, and the tanks are just overwhelmed. They just overwhelmed. They're overrun. Gerald, he breaks through. He shuts down the army, and Gerald gets further ahead. Yeah, he's here to force the ace match. Again, it was a very intense hold with the Dark Templar, but again, worked wonders. Again, was also fortunate that it was, remember, a tank into Viking. It's medevac Viking, not medevac into Tech Lab. So because of that, there was delayed Raven production as well. Was delayed. Gerald just enjoying his 4th base. Building up. Percival again, at this point he is desperate for damage. Dropping towards a 4th. Sorts out the storm. Good storms. Yeah, the storms are solid. That Gerald defends. Cleans up the army. That's the ByuN. Snipes the Raven. Nice snipe towards the end. And again, there's just nothing here. There's no bunker. There's no tank. There's no nothing. The boys are being pulled. And this time, Gerald, he should overwhelm. This time, he should deal critical damage. Not the most ideal storm. But despite that, still 20 SCV kills. And with that, Gerald, he should barely have enough. I say that the Archon goes down. Percival, he's trying to hold on. Zelta to rally in. And Gerald, he's done it. Here, he has done it. Takes over the low ground. At the same time, there's one Liberator popping off. Jesus. Getting 14 probe kills. I mean, nice damage with the Liberators. It's damage. Sure. At this point, we're coping a little bit. No. God. We're down to what? We're down to 3 Marauders, down to 2 Marines. First, we're slowly trying to build back up. True, he's got a 3rd orbital. He's got mules. Also true. But Gerald has an army. Even without Storm. Will be difficult to deal with. Rushes on forward. GG, and with that, Gerald, he does tie the series up. We are going to the ace match. Whew. Let's go. Going all the way to game 3. And again, this time we saw that Gerald here was able to shut down the force. Again, going into DTs, I did really like against Percival just because he's known for being really committed and not getting a 3rd CC. So it was a really good way to punish the limited scans that Percival had and shut down the aggression and get damage done across the map as well. GG. GG well played. With that, Gerald, he does tie things up, and now we're going to the ace match. Going all the way to game number 3. Going to be loading into Pylon. Here we go. Go. Likewise, again, the upper semis will soon begin. Here we just had an update, of course, and Nicoract takes down Jumy 2-1, and we have a TBT between Nicoract and ByuN after this series. We'll get there. We will get there. As for now, we're still here to determine the first player to make it to the finals. Either a Terran or a Protoss. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Pylon, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone, tying up the series 1-1 and forcing the ace match. It is Gerald. spawning in the top left-hand corner. We have as a opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. As we are opening up with a fake proxy Rax. Okay, so when it comes to openers here, the Rax is going to be thrown down at the triangular third location here. Again, this shouldn't be too committed. We might go 2 Rax. We might go one here with a fake proxy and then one at the ramp, or we might just go Rax into CC. We'll see how the follow-up is going to take place. But regardless, it is still on Percival's side of the map, so he's going to be hiding his initial build of choice. And ideally trying to make it look like a real proxy. Probe does move in. And Percival wants to force another reaction. So Probe does scout. Does confirm the Rax is missing. Checking further in, checking gases. Percival, yep, CC on the high ground, so far out of vision. Gerald is still unaware. And he's making a Zealot. Yeah, this first Zealot here, I mean, he's forcing some inefficiencies. Now he does confirm that we have the factory back at home and the CC on the high ground. We can see here that Gerald, he's checking here for proxies. Now he expands. But again, he was forced to make the Zealot. Likewise, mining time was delayed as well. Then I'm mining on one of the probes. Let's Reaper does slip in. Stalker's out of position, so Workers are going to be going down. At least they're going to be under threat. Gets 1, gets 2. Gets 2 probe kills, and doesn't quite get 3. At the same time, Gerald gets across the map. He will delay the bunker. Oh, just barely. Bunker is delayed. Stalker poking in and going for another SCV. Widowmine will eventually pop out. Without losing more mining time. Yes, from here, looks like the bunker will finish. Oh, I spoke too soon. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Bunker still not yet done. Oof. Takes down a Marine. So we're just sitting under the CC. For as long as possible. Okay, from here, the game will continue. I say that we're still riding Stalkers, but the bunker is now done, and with that, Percival, he should be able to hold on quite nicely. Behind the scenes, does have a 1-1-1 setup. Tech Lab on the starports, going for the early Reaper counterattack. No draw play yet. These Tech Labs are setting up. Gerald back at him, going for his own Blink opener into a 3-gate setup. It is going to be Banshee play out of Percival. So Tank Banshee out of our Terran. Reaper confirms the blink. And once again, Percival is going to be hyper committed. Now, this makes sense on Pylon. We didn't get to mention it, but Pylon is known for aggression. Is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, so aggressions is favorite here on Pylon. Shorter rush distance, more exposed bases. Oh, as Gerald, he barely does miss the Banshee. Banshee does sit behind, or does come in from behind. Does get a couple of probe kills. No cloak, true. Yeah, there's no cloak, so it's going to be a one-way trip. Does get 6 probe kills. It's okay damage for one Banshee. It's okay. Raven is active as well. And Percival, he's waiting for his upgrades. At this point, Percival, he has the option to pull the boys. So he might pull the boys with this. I say with this, he's still waiting for a stim, +1, combat shields. Upgrades are still on the way. And once they kick in, there is going to be Storm. True. Storm is going to be done in time. So we'll see if Percival can pull this off. As poking out, he's looking for any kind of stray observer. Trying to find any spotter units. Here comes the Unsiege. Here comes the move out. Oh boy. And again, it's on Gerald to slow this down. It's Marine. It's a Marine, gets a Widowmine. Nice pick up. Oh, gets another mine. Another Marine. Hey, every little bit counts. Speaking of, can they get the final mine? Oh, not quite. Ooh, bleeds out a Stalker. Settles for another Marine. That's 3 Marines. That's 2 Widowmines. Percival jumping into the main. Ooh, punishing Gerald. Does take some tank shots to the face. Percival dropping in. It does go for a big rotation. Drops into the mineral line. Distracting Gerald. At the same time, here comes the main army. Rallying everything across the map. He's going for it. Doesn't pull the boys. But is going for it nonetheless. And pushing right down mid. Will take a storm to the face. That was mainly Marauder. Marauder starts being thrown down. Percival still pushing through. Is it going to be enough though? Are there enough tanks behind this? Yeah, that'll say overwhelm. If they overwhelm the army, they shut down all the tanks, and with that, Gerald, he holds. Whew. He holds against the main army, at the same time drop back into the main base. Percival still rallying. Over losing more Stalkers. Percival, he can still pull this off. Gerald, he's getting a 4th. That's crazy. Getting a 4th base. Percival, I mean, hey, he's getting a 3rd. But Gerald's not quite in position. Gerald, he is exposed. Smash is going up. And Percival, he's getting out of hand. He's getting out of hand, dropping back into the main base. 11 probe kills in the main. Likewise, does hit the 4th. Stims into the mineral line, catching out more workers. And he's just crippling Gerald. 17 probe kills. Comes from behind, going for the expansion. The base itself is getting low as well. And you get the Nexus. Not quite. But it's low. It's close. So close to going down. Percival going back in, bottom left. Goes for the 4th. And Percival, he may not have gotten the 3rd base, but he will get the 4th. The 4th base does go down. Massive pickoff here for Percival. Pressure going up. Gerald coming in. It does catch a medevac. Also brutal losses here for Gerald. He needs those storms. Nicely done. Nice storm with the Marines. He's holding onto a storm. Oh my god, I spoke too soon. 2 ArT Templar go down, 1 ArT Templars left. Brutal mine shots. Boys are being pulled. Percival, can he survive? Oh god. As that was the final storm. Yeah, that's the only High Templar in the game, and it's going to go down, so 0 storms left. Survives. Warpin does finish. Does barely just finish the Warpin. You know, he just barely doesn't have enough. Barely not. As Percival, he's pushing. He's pushing to the center. He saves the mineral line. As the dust does settle, Percival, he's ahead economically. He has a comparable worker count here with mules on top of that. So better economy for Percival. Likewise, ghost production has begun, working towards EMPs. Gerald, he's going for his own drop with the prism. Oh no! Oh my god, does it with the mine shots. And Percival sims in. Sims into the mineral line, gets 6 probes. At the same time, a prism in the main base will be cleaned up, denies the warp in. Percival holds. He holds back at home. Across the map still being active. As the EP does land. Oh my god, the mine shots are brutal. She takes the mines to the base. Charge also doing what they can. He's doing what he can. Likewise, Percival, he breaks down. Still very intense. You can see here, Gerald, he needs a little bit more time. He's getting his 4th base up running. He's taking up into a bay, into a 2nd robo, into Colossus. Needs more time for the Colossus. So far, just keeping the army busy. First, we're getting a 4th TC. We're being forced into a longer game state. This is where Gerald can thrive, but he has to stabilize. He's not there yet. He needs a little bit more time for Colossus. He's almost there. Un poquito más, papi. Un poquito más. Likewise, chasing him down. Does chase him down, does catch a number of ghosts, not bad. That's not 2 ghosts going down. At the same time, Percival, he rallies everything towards the 3rd base. Gerald out of position. Only Zealots to defend. Percival was breaking through. Vikings, they get into the mineral line. There's the recall. There's the recall back home. Vikings, they shut down the prism. Yeah, prism goes down. Vikings, they land on the Archon. Another storm on the Bio. He stands in the storms. I'll stand in the storm, but Percival, it looks like he's done it. Wow, he's done it. He has enough. He breaks the main base. Again, Gerald, he needs a little bit more time for the Colossus production. They're just now coming out. But that's after the base falls, after the army is fallen as well. The Colossus, they have no support. No. Yeah, no support for the Colossus. Marauders on their own, they can bring it down. So Colossus has arrived. Okay. Gerald is trying to hold on. Marauders aced him in. He wants a Colossus, he will not get it. Barely not. Gerald again just rallying everything he can. Still has a comparable army here just because of the storm and because of both Colossus, but they're just so low on HP. Oh my god. Unless he catches the full medevac. True. Nice feedback. Denies the EMP. Ooh. Vikings, they bully back the army though. Yeah, 3 hits on the Colossus. Army sims in, gets 1. Gets 2. Yeah, takes down both Colossus. Oh god, that's way too soon. Gets 1. And should get the other. Yeah, there it is. The final Colossus goes down. That was the only Colossus left. Again, it's been an impressive hold here from Gerald, but barely not enough. It's been very close though, very clutch. Percival still rallying in. Comes in as well. He locks down the army. Disruptor has arrived. Okay, if he can land some Novas, true. Okay, if Gerald if he can land the juiciest Novas possible, then he can take a fight. But he needs those Novas to land. Now gets the mine. Doesn't get the other. He's just trying to gesture the warp in. Slow warp ins here are brutal. Disruptor doesn't connect. Zelts are tanking well for themselves, and the Nova once again does not connect. Takes out all 3 disruptors. Nice target firing here at a Percival. Denies the warp in. GG gets called, and Percival, he will overwhelm the army just barely. He'll advance on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Almost non-stop aggression there out of Percival and Gerald in that last game. Just a non-stop back and forth hyper aggression here. Even though we saw a 3rd base, we saw a 4th base, we even had a 5th base on the way for Gerald towards the end there. It was still a very, very intense game to get that far. As bases are falling left and right, the 3rd base, the 4th base, the 5th base all going down in their own moments. Mineral lines as well. GG. GG, well played. It was very impressive there for Gerald to be able to hang in there for as long as he did, but again, there was a lot working against him throughout the course of that game because he was just losing so much of his economy. And GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the upper semifinals. With that, we have our next matchup ready. Here we go. We go. So congratulations here to Percival as he will claim the series. He will advance on to the grand finals actually, and we're here to determine who will face off against him in those finals. Let's go. Who's it gonna be? As we have our next matchup here. From this point forward, purely Terran players. All the TVTs are spawning in the right hand corner of ley lines. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player, the red Terran player himself representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Go. Whew, again, we have purely Terrans remaining here. Usually we're used to Sparkling Protoss Cup, but this week it's a Sparkling we're used to the Sparkling Protoss Cup. Here we have the Sparkling Terran Cup though. The Terran Cup. Let's go. For the first time in a long time. It's been a while. Has been a while. Sorry, I'm just setting up the beautiful. Just setting up the random raffle, as we'll be going over that after this series, of course. Meanwhile, we're going to be settling into our TVT. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TVT. We have ByuN opening up double gas. Nicoract doing the same. Double gas openers all around. Let's go. So TVT is upon us. And we'll see how our players will adjust their approach here. Again, Nicoract known for being quite assertive in TVT as well. Likewise, so is ByuN. True. Both have their aggressive tendencies. As we have a reactor on the way from ByuN, no reactor out of Nicoract, so we do have a slight deviation here. Likewise, ByuN going for a faster expand, only slightly by a couple of seconds. We go. As the players are setting up. So we do have a reactor Reaper Hellion here out of ByuN. Meanwhile, a regular Reaper Hellion out of Nicoract. From here, we're waiting for our add-ons. Waiting for our tech. Starports are on the way. No one's going for a 1-1. Sorry, no one's going for a 2-1-1. Now, there are some select Terran players that do embrace mech in this matchup in TVT. ByuN is not one of them. Nicoract, I wouldn't put it past him to embrace some Cyclone shenanigans, but for the most part, he's also known for his biotank as well. Is what they're known for. Oh. As Reaper's getting called out. With that better trade here from Nicoract. As he can hunt down the Hellion, hunt down the Reapers. And does intercept. Yeah, no, oh my god, does try to catch him out. Some quick moves out of ByuN. Does rotate around. Does hit the mineral line. SUVs will take some hits. At the same time, Nicoract likewise hits the natural base as well. Diving into the Marines are in position, and Nicoract heals deflected. As that is going to be up to 3. Oh, 2. 2 SV kills. Two SCVs go down, both players building up their own tank Raven setup. I say that's right. Nicoract going for an earlier tank Raven, meanwhile we have an earlier Cyclone out of ByuN. So a little bit safer here early on by ByuN, going for these earlier Cyclones. Speaking of, one of them is going to be chased down, and nice pickup. Oh my god, as he does not get away. Yeah, it doesn't get away here. Nicoract trying to be cheeky, but he does end up trading. Does trade back and forth, losing both Cyclones. Both players do. And we'll see if anyone goes for a faster second starport. We'll see if anyone commits on 2 bases. Still a little bit too early to tell. Still building up our biotank. We have seen, I was about to say that we have seen Terran players be greedier in recent times, especially the Korean Terrans going into faster third CCs, and here we have it. So faster third base here by ByuN. Nicoract has not started his own yet. There it is, now on the way. Getting into the third command center. Getting into a longer game. Raven Scout does confirm. So both players are aware. A sim has begun for Nicoract. Same can be said for ByuN. So Raven takes a lot of hits. We also see that ByuN did go for a reactor Viking. Yeah, for 2. Certainly initially. Viking's also low for Nicoract. Nicoract going to be the first to move out. He's got 3 Ravens. Got plenty of energy as well. Remember, ByuN did go for the earlier Vikings. So he can try to zone away. And Nicoract, he scans, doesn't like what he sees, he backs up. Does back up. Nicoract skins. He's at least in position to delay the expansion. Oh, cheeky run by here by ByuN. Gets 3 SCVs. At the same time, though, Nicoract, he has his base on location, and oh, the tank! Oh, he gets it! ByuN snipes the tank, not bad. Takes down the tank, takes down the Marine, takes down more SCVs. This one Cyclone putting in a lot of work. At the same time, ByuN, his base is denied, but likewise, I can say the same here for Nicoract's third. 6 SCV kills. God, Cyclone's cracked. Oh, finally goes down. Finally, Nicoract does defend. We all 1 Raven remaining here for ByuN. We'll go for the Master Sable. The disables are being thrown down. ByuN has to stay in. Can ByuN hold on? It's going to be a tough hold. Do have a couple of counter disables. But Vikings, they land. They land in time. It's still so close. And ByuN, he barely holds on. Sims on forward. Takes down the tanks. Takes down everything. Takes down all the tanks. And with that, ByuN, he holds, he defends. He can take his third base. And Nicoract even being chased down. Oof. Trying to at least. Oh, here we go. One more shot goes off. Nice control there by ByuN. And ByuN holds. ByuN holds, he defends, he honestly takes a better fight. Now, thankfully for Nicoract, his base is on location already, so he has better saturation, and that's going to be keeping him in this. Allow him to take some bad trades. Only some. ByuN does break out. Excited between the bases. Scan into the third, drops into the main. Main army going right down the middle as well. Tank is going up. And GG gets called, he busts into the main, Nicoract out of position, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew, GG, an intense back and forth here. Again, Nicoract, he was so committed across the map, and again, he did take a rough fight. We saw that ByuN, he was able to take the better trades, able to have a stronger defense. In the end, Nicoract, he had the better economy, he had better mining, but he did not have the army to work with, and he was just barely pulled apart towards the end. GG. GG well played, a very clutch game here, and ByuN does take lead. We'll see if Nicoract can force the ace match, or if it all ends here and now. Let's go. Let's go as we're getting into game number 2. Jumping into game 2. And again, we'll see if Nicoract can recover. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ducklings, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran leading the series 1-0. And 1 game away from making it to the grand finals, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Red Terran player. We have the Red Terran. For the Platinum Heroes, it is Nicoract. And Nicoract, he does pop off with not just one, with a second Rax, with a proxy, 2 Rax across the map. Let's go. The proxies are upon us, the Raxes are being thrown down, and the pressure is going to be on ByuN to survive, to defend, to keep up with the aggression here of Nicoract. Let's go. Double gas. Ooh, double gas to open out of ByuN. Now, because this map is so large, because it's been known for macro play, basically Nicoract, he's hoping that ByuN cuts corners. He's hoping that ByuN goes for a Rax expand, and he does not go for a second gas. So this is a calculated move here by Nicoract. Unfortunately, as we can see, ByuN is playing safe. As we can see, ByuN is indeed going for a double gas opener. He's going for a delayed CC, and he's going for a faster factory. So a much safer build here by ByuN. He should be able to hold his own. He should be okay. Here we go. As we have 2 Rax Reaper here out of Nicoract. Make the way in. Nicoract, he has not scouted with his SCV, so he has no idea what's going on. He's playing blind. And technically, Nicoract, he can still get damage done with this, but there's still a lot of pressure on him. Oh, no! He does get scouted. ByuN, he sees, he knows, he's aware. Does pull away. A couple of boys are being pre-pulled. The boys are ready. And ByuN just has a buy time for his Hellion. It's a buy time for the Hellion production. To the main. Let's catch a couple of SCVs. 2 SCVs going down so far. ByuN, he's expanding. Nicoract, he needs more damage. Hellion is gonna pop out. And Hellion does pop. Shuts down the Reapers, and with that, ByuN holds. Yeah, ByuN, he's gonna hold on, he's gonna chase us down. Ooh, the Reaper does get away. Okay. Nicoract, he pulls out, he gets away. Factory back at home. But again, he does need more damage. So far, still just 2-1. ByuN's gonna break out. Does catch a Reaper. And GG. GG gets called. Just a brutal break out there. Again, Nicoract, he was very committed, and Nicoract, he was gambling. He was hoping that ByuN was going to cut some corners, but he didn't. ByuN, he played safe, and ByuN, he shuts it down. GG gets called. ByuN, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Shout to ByuN, of course. Sorry, shout to Nicoract for competing, for making it this far. Again, Nicoract, he took down Jumy. He took down Jumy to make it this far. He had a really, really strong showing here to make it to the semis. Unfortunately, does meet his end at the hands of ByuN, as ByuN does claim the series with a much more dominant showing there. So, GG, well played. Congratulations to ByuN, but a shout out to Nicoract for competing, for making it this far, and also for making it up into the top 4, because top 4 do get paid out here in the Tuna Cup. GG, well played. With that, we are going to be heading over here to the Korean server. We have the grand finals coming up next. Oh boy. It's going to be a best of 5 between ByuN and Percival. Here we go. We're going to be getting to our next series, getting to our next matchup. Until then, we're going to be going on a very short break. Going to be going on a very short break here. And when we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have our TVT. So we'll see you soon after this very short break as vetoes are underway. We'll see you soon. See you soon, Pat. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 97, your weekly dose of Tuna Cup action. This is our weekly open tournament, and honestly, this week it's been a pretty fast broadcast. It's been a pretty fast broadcast here tonight, and we've had some really short and really fast games, and that might continue into the finals as well. It might, but before we get to the finals, it's raffle time. Let's go, exclamation mark. Oh, we don't really have a command for it, but let us head on over here to our bracket scene and catch up on La Rifa. Here we go, bam! As you can see, every single week, we do have a random raffle here for our tournaments. It is a way to spread the love. It's a way to spread the prize money in the prize pool. Currently, top 4 players in our tournaments do earn prize money, but this is a way to spread the love a little bit further here for players that either got knocked out early or even made it to the finals. Everyone is equally eligible here to earn a little bit of extra. And this week, we have 15 players. We have 15 eligible players, and one of them walks away a little bit richer here as this week. This week, the random raffle winner is... Oh, congratulations here to Rebellion, the South Korean Protoss player, the Korean Protoss. Congratulations for winning the random raffle this week, for walking away 5 USD richer. Shout out to Ragnar. I see Ragnar in the runner-up spot. We have Hacker is top, Ateshi, Nicoract, and Cos Phoenix as well. But Rebellion does walk away with the raffle. GG, well played. Este Rebellion, exclamation mark rigged in the chat. Of course, hashtag rigged. As Rebellion does claim the 5 USD, and now we can embrace the bracket itself. Now we can embrace the finals, I should say. Also, if you want to help support this tournament, if you want to help support the players as well, you can do so via what? Via our Patreon. You can actually see it under the bracket. You can see it under the bracket, bottom right hand corner. You can see we currently earn 456 USD a month via Patreon, and all that money goes towards the players. It all goes towards the tournaments. It all goes towards the prize money and the prize pool. And our next goal is at 500 USD. That is to boost the prize pool even further of the Sparkling Tuna Cup. So it's all to boost the prize pool. So again, if you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. Otherwise, exclamation mark. Actually, I got you covered. Bam. Otherwise, exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat, as well as we do have a Matcherino page for every single tournament, and that is to boost the prize pool for this specific tournament, for this specific weekly. So you can do so via Matcherino. You can support us via Patreon. You can support us however which way you wish, as we are getting ready for our grand finals. Vitas are done, and game 1 is going to be on Percival. Let's go. Let us go. We have our best of 5 TBT ready for us. ByuN and Percival about to face off, and they have played so often as of late. I don't know if you noticed, but we keep bringing this up, whether it's in KSL, Wardy TV Monday, Sparkling Tuna Cup, even the GSL qualifiers as well. Like these two specifically, TBT seem to plague Percival. Has been just running into Bunny and ByuN non-stop here for quite some time, for the past couple of months even, and it continues. The trend does continue, and here we go. We're getting into our Terran versus Terran matchup. Let's go. Hashtag me. See Ragnar in the chat. I'm pretty sure, I could be mistaken, I think this is 2 weeks in a row that Ragnar gets runner-up. I think that was the same last week as well, I'll be honest. God. Not like this, not like this. And here we go, spawning in the one-hand corner of Persephone. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Blue Terran player, also from South Korea, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Will it go the way of one Korean Terran or the other Korean Terran? Best of luck. Best of luck. It is. Yeah, I was like, when I saw the raffle, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen Ragnar there at the runner-up more than once already. It's happened for quite some time. Ah, no. One day, papi, one day. For now, double gas opener out of ByuN, double gas opener out of Percival. So far, mirrored builds. So far, so good. Also, shout out to Doom BR in the chat. Fala galera, papi, fala galera. Bienvenidos. Buenos días. Bom dia, papi, bom dia. as we are going to be settling in. So yes, he does move in. Go. As we are settling in. And again, of course, shout out to the Tuna. Shout out to the lovely Tuna as well. As we have our two finalists. Again, ByuN is coming in as the favorite player coming into this TVT, but Percival, he has taken maps and he has definitely making ByuN work for it in the past, so I'm hoping he can maybe even go one step further this time. Let's go. Let's go. Regardless, I'm hoping for either Game 4 or Game 5. Give us not a 3-0. As First Reaper is chilling back at home. We have our setup here, just Rax factory into CC. So far, everything's looking the same. I say that, my apologies. We do have a reactor into reactor into Tech Lab here from ByuN. Does skip his Hellion, going Cyclone first. So a much more defensive start here. Instead, we have Reactor Reaper Hellion out of Percival. Percival, he will gain map control. Percival, he'll have a lot of DPS early on. Meanwhile, ByuN, he'll be stuck at home building up his Cyclones to defend and to stabilize. So we have a different build, or different follow-up. As ByuN is skipping Hellions entirely. Building up his Cyclone. Good. First, what he does break out. Again, he's hoping to catch any stray Hellions, any stray Reapers. And we'll see what he can get done. Like, there's a chance he can dive on the Cyclone and try to break ByuN. Speaking of, does it in the mineral line. Cyclone has arrived, a second Cyclone as well, and ByuN shuts us down. Yeah, he just shuts us down completely. The power of the Cyclone. Looking onto a couple of key units here. First Cyclone does pull away. And the Cyclone does barely go down, but it's going to be a brutal trade. Yeah, Percival losing far too much here. Let's get the hell out of here. Does pull away. Behind this, we do see that ByuN, he lost one Cyclone and one Reaper against 4 Reapers and 2 Hellions. So again, a much better trade here for ByuN. Much better trade even. So stronger starts. Behind this is building up towards tank production. Ravens are amassing as well. I can say the same for Percival, also getting to Ravens himself. But his own tank production a little bit more delayed here. Earlier Cyclones do keep Percival safe here against something like drop play, Liberators, any kind of harassment. So just getting his second Cyclone first. Meanwhile, ByuN getting his third base on location. Greedy move here by ByuN, but he knows he has map control, or he knows that he was able to dominate the early game aggression. So we'll get the faster third CC. Third base in the main instead here for Percival. Raven is deflected. And ByuN is holding. Korean Terrans dominating a tournament. Oh no. I'm back to 2005 or something. Oh no. You say that, I mean, there was a period in time where Korean Terrans were donating everything, if you remember. Yeah, that was the period of, well, like the 4 horsemen. That was a period of what, TY, Innovation, Maru, ByuN, and technically Gumiho as well. We had the Korean Terrans like looking very dominant. That was early Legacy, I want to say. Early Legacy. As ByuN, he does bypass the main army, comes in from behind, gets an SCV, nothing major, gets an SCV, gets a Marine. Percival does catch out the Cyclone. Does catch him out, and from here we're just calming down. We're calming down. We do have everyone just slowly building up. ByuN claiming his third. Percival trying to move in. Does have plenty of Ravens. But that's a lot of Marines here to protect. And tank fully goes up. Of course, ByuN has just been so active and has been playing in everything he can. Yesterday, he even played in the CSO tournament as well, the CSO Cup. We'll be covering those results during the podcast. Ooh, meanwhile, Ravens, they do go for some more charge harass into the main. SCV's going to be going down. Meanwhile, Percival, he's committing, he's going in. Yeah, the Ravens are not at home to defend. No defensive matrix. First one goes off. This tank is going to be forfeit. Oh, nice snipe on the Raven. Raven goes down. Oh, a brutal missile turret. Yeah, the anti-armor missile does go up. Disables the tanks. Percival, he's going in for the kill. Takes down another tank. Yeah, two more tanks going down. Percival, he barely doesn't get that final tank. At the same time, does lose 14 SCVs. He's all in. He has to keep going. He has to keep pushing. But the Ravens are running out of energy. Just really patient play here by ByuN. Just staying back, waiting for Percival to move in. Let's move in. Tanks within range. Here we go. The boys are being pulled, and now it's go time. Yeah, he just sims on 40, overwhelms. ByuN will take down everything. All the tanks go down. 20 SCV kills across the map as well. Insane damage. And now ByuN, he's going to snowball out of control. He has a larger army. He has a better economy. He has everything going his way. To be careful about those stims. There we go, does stim in. Cleans up the bio. And GG gets called. Yeah, GG gets called as Percival. He'll lose everything, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A very intense game 1 here. Percival, he had the opportunity to try to break ByuN as he pushed out across the map. But ByuN, he had no defensive Ravens whatsoever. It was a risky maneuver there by ByuN to harass. But back at home, we saw ByuN being really patient. He was very patient. He didn't overextend. He was losing tanks, true, but he was holding his cool, or he was keeping his cool. And it was holding back his bio, holding back his Marines, losing a couple of tanks here and there. But in the end, he was able to just wait out all that energy, wait out the Ravens, and then collapse it. GG. GG well played. With that, ByuN does take game number 1. Now we're getting into game number 2. Here we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shalom Rebellion, leading the series 1-0. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Blue Terran player. We have the Blue Terran player himself representing Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. Let's go. Thinking back to the Brood War times, / Boxer Fantasy. Ah, true. Am I crazy? Am I thinking of was I Love Uv? Was he Terran? In my brain, he was Terran. Yeah, he was Terran. Yeah. I Love Uv, he was Terran, and Nada was Terran as well, right? Am I crazy? Yes. Yeah, Nada was Terran. I Love Uv was Terran. I think all the. Am I crazy? I think all the Bonjos were Terran, right? Like I Love Uv, Boxer, Flash, like they were all. I think they were all Terran. Those are dark times. The dark times are dark times. But here we go. We're settling in. We're settling in. We do have our double gas openers here from ByuN. Double gas opener out of Percival. Double gas all around. There's one that I'm forgetting, because there were 4 bundles, right? It was not. Wait, was it not I Love You, Flash, and Boxer? I think that's all 4 of them. Unless I'm forgetting one. Might be forgetting one. But otherwise, it's settling in. Again, so far we have. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we have mirrored builds. Slightly faster CC here from Percival. Only slightly. Outside of that, we're just going to be settling in. Welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is a larger map of the map pool, much larger map, of course, and as a result, we should be getting into a longer game state. Last game, we had Percival being hyper aggressive, and he was forced into the all-in after we saw ByuN pop off with those Ravens, pop off with those auto turrets. And we'll see how players will deviate this time. The Reaper does go down. Takes down the Reaper. ByuN backs off. A stronger start here by ByuN. And last game we saw ByuN go for a faster Cyclone transition, and there it is. We have the Cyclone production underway already. A little bit later here for Percival. So we're getting into the Cyclones, getting into that follow-up. As well, this game we should be heading in a very similar direction. Building up Ravens, building up tanks. Arise is going to be open here for the early CC timings. As we saw in the previous TVT between ByuN and Nicoract, and even in the previous game, in Korean TVT, I mean, TVT in general here, it's faster. It's a little more common to go for faster third CCs, to go for faster economies, to get into a 3-base set. Before second factory, before second racks. So we're looking for that. So we have the armies moving out. You can see that ByuN is waiting on top of his ramp here to catch out any stray units. Percival, he's being a little bit more adventurous. He's searching. We spoke earlier how we often see third CC before any other tech structure. There it is. Third CC is on the way for ByuN. And Percival, he does knock off the ramp. He does skirt around the edge. Instead, he's going to get caught out, though. He's found. Yeah, he's spotted. ByuN comes from behind, does catch a Cyclone. Cyclone goes down, he gets one, he gets 2. Ooh, takes down both Cyclones. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, better trade here for ByuN. Takes down both Cyclones, does force out an auto turret, and ByuN holds. ByuN holds, he defends, and he has a much faster third CC. And we should be seeing one here out of Percival, but it's late. Oh. Going into Reactor Viking, okay. Does scan, does spot the command center, it's almost done. Again, the base is late here for Percival. What are we going for? What is the plan? ByuN is moving in. Looking for a way even. Does siege! Yeah, does siege up. Tank volley goes up. He's within range of the tanks. And this is a brutal fight here for Percival. He's going to lose everything. All the tanks go down. Ay, ay, ay. The Vikings, they try to zone away. But they cannot engage with the Ravens. And Ravens, they race back home. Vikings force to land. And he's going to lose both Vikings. Oh, God. He will lose both Vikings. And this is just a brutal fight here. A brutal fight. We do see heavily in favor of ByuN. ByuN, he took down 2 Vikings, 2 tanks, took down all the Bio, all the Marines. Percival, he might snipe that final tank. There we go, does get it. Does thankfully catch one of the tanks. And now we have a third CC just now beginning for Percival, but it is so delayed as the one for ByuN is already done. It's already in orbital, already on location. So ByuN takes the lead. ByuN does take a massive lead here, and it's soon going to kick in. Once the storm gets saturated, once again ByuN going for auto charge harass instead. Oh, it comes back. Does think better of it. Still sharking around. And this is going to be a tough hold here for Percival. Bearing in mind, ByuN does have disables. He does have interference matrix research. It's already done. It's now moving in. Now pushing forward. Disabled his land. It gets both tanks. Thankfully, they did unsiege in time. True. Did unsiege. ByuN, he's going for the mineral line. SCV's going to be going down. Oh, and the boys are being pulled. They're being pulled into the Marines. And ByuN, who will clean everything up. All the SCVs go down. 28 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Takes out all the workers. Tanks that get turned away. Vikings forced to land. And this armor's going to be cleaned up, but this is critical damage. This is game-ending damage here. 29 SCV kills. ByuN has double the economy. Double the worker count. Well, does Percival have Vikings? Percival, he has Vikings. He has air control. He has more Ravens. That's one thing that Percival can leverage. The only thing. And ByuN, he's waiting for the counterattack. That's why I set up in the center. Scans, sees the army. Likewise, he also saw that the air army was missing. But GG gets called. Percival, he taps out. I mean, he heals behind. Like, things are looking very bleak there for Percival. After losing so many workers, after falling so far behind. GG, well played. With that, ByuN extends his lead, and now we're getting into game number 3. And I'm hoping that we can get into a game 4 or game 5, but the pressure is on Percival. We'll see if we can bring it back. We'll see if we can bring it back as we're going to be loading into Maganatha. And a big shout to Berry Crunch in the chat. God, I mean, big shout to Berry Crunch. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great co-stream of the RSL, the Revival StarCraft League. Did it complete? Did it conclude? No shot. It finished. It finished early. I'll be honest. I thought it was gonna last a little bit longer, but I hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great time. I know it's quite early in the Americas. It's quite early. But welcome one and all here to the grand finals of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and we're about to wrap up as well. We're about to wrap up as spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Maganatha. We have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 2-0 and 1 game away from claiming the series and becoming our champion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. Oh, I'm just double checking. I didn't realize it was only one series today for RSL. Oh, that's surprising. Only one series. That's why I was a little bit shorter. Okay. But here we go. As we're getting into our grand finals here, and we're going for a proxy Jurak. So here we go, proxy Jurak here out of Percival. He's committing, he's doubling down. Again, it's been a rough series for Percival. Has been a rough series. Now he's just going to send it across the map. Now, thankfully for ByuN, double gas opener, a very safe start here out of ByuN. Again, welcome to Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map of the map pool. Once again, Percival, I'm sure he was hoping that ByuN would go for a more greedy build. I'm sure he was hoping that we'd see a Rax expand, but that is not the case. ByuN is playing safe. If you recall, this happened in the semifinals between ByuN and Nicoract, where Nicoract in game 2 also was hoping that ByuN would be greedy on Tokamak, and Nicoract, he went for a 2-Rax, he went 2-Rax Reaper, and ByuN played safe, and ByuN, he shut it down. He shut it down against Nicoract earlier. Oh my god! And my apologies, we're going not 2-Rax Reaper, we're going 2-Rax Marauder. Let's go. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. So we are moving out. Or getting ready to move out, I should say. Currently, ByuN is in the dark, of course. He's checking for proxy locations, does check the triangular third, does move out towards the linear third base as well. And so far, he sees nothing. Does he go further out? He checks the corner, does not check the low ground. ByuN is in the dark. He's in the dark, but thankfully, again, he's building up Reapers, building up Hellions. He'll have an army to work with. So I'm moving in. Moving in, catching out the first Reaper, nice pickup. Reaper goes down. Without will delay the CC, boys are being pulled. And can he get the surround? Oh, not quite. There's a cancel. There's a cancellation on the CC. Reaper gets started down as well. Nice pickup here by Percival. Takes on both Reapers. And he wants that Hellion. So far, picks up more CVs. A fourth Marauder has arrived, baits out the Hellion. Hellion goes down. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. We have a tank on the way, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Percival, he will overwhelm. He shuts down ByuN, and Percival, he'll make a series out of this. He takes the game, and we are going to game 4. Whew, GG. Very fortunate here, Percival. He did not get scouted. He did not get seen by ByuN. ByuN, he was going for a Reaper into Hellion, into Tech Lab, into Tank, which would not help at all here against those Marauders. Again, they were just able to wreak havoc, snowball out of control, brutal economic damage, and we have a series. We have a back and forth. Let's go. Now, can Percival bring us all the way to game 5? Can he bring us all the way to the ace match? The pressure is on, but the comeback has begun. Let's go. Comeback has begun. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylines, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 2-1, still one game away from becoming our champion. But, alas, being forced into a game 4, being forced into a series, it is ByuN. We'll see if he can bring it back. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Little Fairy. Fighting back, putting a point on the board. Can he go the distance here? Can he bring us to the ace match? It is a Percival. We go. We are going to be settling in. And this time, no proxy. This time, the Rax is back at home, so no crazy proxy shenanigans here out of Percival. Calming things down. Double gas here from both players. Let's go. Go. From here, again, mirrored builds, just like what we saw in Game 1 and Game 2. So, Hellion Reaper. We've seen multiple times here ByuN go for earlier Cyclone production and going for an earlier Tech Lab. I'd assume that would be the case here as well. Getting to our openers. Oh, hello. As Percival does move out with that first SCV to tank the first shot. And so far, is tanking. Trying to attack for his own Reaper. ByuN does the same. Yeah, nice move. ByuN, he does shoot first. And ByuN, he zones away Percival. So again, it was a cheeky move there by Percival. Basically, the purpose of that SCV was to tank those first shots, was to allow Percival to actually win the fight, but didn't quite come to pass. Has to race back. Has to race back home. Both players are expanding. Reactor is on the way for ByuN. Reactor is done for Percival. Picking up his Reactor Reaper Hellion. As we mentioned previously, we have the early tech lab out of ByuN, so he's going for the earlier Cyclone. So ByuN is going to be more defensive, he's going to be stuck at home. And it'll be up to Percival to actually get some damage done with his army. Without being active. Percival fanning out. Does hit the natural so far. I mean, just before the Cyclone's true. Just before, takes down the Reapers. Nice trades here from Percival. Does pull away. But he won't quite clean up the Cyclone, and he will lose all the Hellions. So a bit of a back and forth trade here. In the end, we did see Percival lose 2 Reapers, 2 Marines. Sorry, 2 Reapers, 2 Hellions for 2 Reapers and 2 Marines. Better trade here for ByuN. Does defend well. Behind this, building up Ravens. Meanwhile, Percival going for the earlier drop. Interesting. He's going to be delaying his own Raven production. Will delay his Ravens in favor of the drop. Bold move. As here comes the drop. Could be rallying across the map. From here he's moving out. ByuN getting in position. Oh my god, thank god. He's getting in position. Does pull back. Job does make a pass. That could have been so much worse. Whew. As Reapers are caught out, Medevac does move within range. There's that order time to defend. And ByuN holds. Yeah, ByuN, he holds, he zones away the Medevac. Does end up trading, but still a better trade here for ByuN. So we're going to be zoned away. Still going for it though. Loads, picks up a Marine. But he will lose everything. Yeah, he will lose the Medevac, lose both Cyclones. This was not worth it here for Percival. He got, what, 2-3 Marines for 2 Cyclones. And behind this, we're expanding. Behind this, ByuN has the faster CC. Percival not too far behind, getting his own. So both players are expanding. Raven production underway here for Percival. Meanwhile, ByuN going for Vikings already. Cutting Ravens at 2. So only 2 Ravens, not 3. So 2 Ravens, bam, into reacted Viking. Stim is on the way. ByuN, he has momentum, he has map control. ByuN moves out. As ByuN is expanding, his goal here should be to contain Percival on two bases. Just contain him. Maybe even delay the CC. He does spot it. Tanks getting caught out. Oh, not quite. We had the earlier order targets here from Percival. Tanks are moving in. Boys are being pulled. And Percival is getting caught out here. As the order target goes down, tank shots here on the other tanks. Takes out both. Both tanks go down. Vikings, they land. And this is just game-ending damage. It's far too much here. Brutal damage. 18 SCVs, 2 tanks, and the Marines. GG gets called as ByuN, he breaks Percival. And ByuN, he will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, ByuN. He will claim the series. He will be our champion here. Once again, we were missing ByuN last week. As a reminder, who did we have in the finals last week? It was Showtime and Percival. This time, ByuN, he missed out last week. He was here this week, and we did see ByuN in the finals. Percival, 2 second places in a row. Second place against Showtime, second place against ByuN. Did make a series out of it. Did take a game off of ByuN with that proxy marauder, but GG. GG, well played in the end. ByuN does take it again. ByuN has been very active as of late. He's been playing in everything he can. There are different approaches that some players have, where we've seen players like Hero play in less. Like Hero, he's been playing in less tournaments. Hero, he's been more reserved. Because of Esports World Cup coming up in a week's time, Hero has been preserving and hiding builds. Meanwhile, players like ByuN, they've been on the grind. They've been on the grind playing in everything they can, including Showtime as well, and with that, is able to clean up and take these weeklies, refine his skill, of course, work on his mechanics. I think we spoke about this before, about how for certain players, they try to hide certain builds, like with Hero, for example, just trying to hide some more shenanigans. But on the side of ByuN, it's a little bit different, because I feel like he's so mechanical based that I don't really think he has much to hide. So there's nothing to stop him from playing in everything, just because he's just refining his play and making sure he's refining his mechanics as well, as he's a very mechanical focused player more than anything. And GG, well played. Congratulations here, as ByuN does take the win. And with that, ByuN is going to be our champion here. A shout out to Percival coming in second place. A shout out to Nicoract and Gerald for coming in third and fourth place respectively as well. Big shout to Nicoract and Gerald, and also a special shout out as well to Rebellion, as Rebellion does walk away with that random prize money as well, with that random raffle. GG. GG, well played. So again, an intense tournament here tonight. And again, as a reminder, this is a weekly tournament, so if you enjoyed this event, if you enjoyed this broadcast, featuring players like Jumy, Nicoract, Gerald, Ledlix, Percival, ArT, ByuN, Replicant. If you want to see more of this, this is a weekly tournament. But next week, I believe our event is not going to be on the weekend. Let me just double check. But next week, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, wait, no, it's all good, I think it's the week after. Yeah, it's the week after that, where at times, if our event does clash with another tournament, we do move our event to Tuesdays, but next week we should be good to go. STC number 98 will be on the 20th of July, just before Esports World Cup. Oh boy. Next week is EWC week. It's going to be a very intense week of StarCraft. Likewise, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. We are not done for the night though. We're going to be back in around 2 hours. In 2 hours time, we're going to be back. We're going to be live with the Fusion Esports League Krakow Polish Championship. Actually, I can bring it up for you. Here and now. Where exactly are we? That was our raffle. And this is tonight's broadcast. So if you've been with us for the past couple of months, past month and past couple of weeks, you will know that we've been covering the Polish Championship here for the FEL, for the Fusion Esports League. Over the weekend, we wrapped up with Group A. We wrapped up with Group A on the 12th of July, wrapped up with Group B on the 13th, and here we are going to be live with the playoffs. The playoffs, as you can see here, they begin in 2 hours time. In 2 hours and 6 minutes, we're going to be live with a Laser versus Spirit and Gerald versus Mana. Again, we have the best players in all of Poland facing off against each other in the playoffs, and these are going to be some long matches. You can see here, best of 5s in the semis, best of 9 finals, and best of 7 third place match. So it's only going to be 4 series, but those are going to be some hefty series, papi. Those are going to be some long games, some long matches. And again, that is going to be in 2 hours time. So we have 2 hours to get some food, to get some rest, to get ready to freshen up and jump into another broadcast. That's going to be here on the channel later on tonight. Let's go. Again, we cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there when it comes to StarCraft. Like, we're always there, always casting, always, papi, always. We do what we can. As you can see here, our weekly schedule, you can see our next broadcast here Monday morning at midnight KST. That is 1 a.m. AEST. Then we have the Wardy TV Monday tomorrow evening. We have the StarCraft Evolution League Masters show match Tuesday morning. We have Galaxy Open Cup Tuesday evening. We have Pegasus Cup. We have more StarCraft StarCraft Evolution, we have the Pongcast, we have Sea Duckling Open, we have Sparkling Tuna Cup as well next Sunday. So we have a full schedule as always here on the CranKy Ducklings. Usually twice a day, but at least once a day. We're live at least once a day every single day. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening, sometimes both. Let's go. So plenty of StarCraft here on the channel, plenty of StarCraft to come. With that, thanks for watching though. With that, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And again, we'll be back in 2 hours time. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon, Patreon in the chat, and you'll get a link to our Patreon page. Again, our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments, is designed to fund events like this, like the Sparkling Tuna Cup. It's all done via Patreon. So thank you so much to all of our supporters. We do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Here we go. We go. Hope S2 doesn't die. All of our amazing cast is doing their best to keep it alive. I mean, events still continue as always. Yeah, like we cast on a daily basis, and none of these tournaments, none of these casts are affected by EWC or by EPT. So our schedule most likely isn't going to change for the rest of the year. And there's even more tournaments around the corner, right? Streamer Zone, they announced their own league and their own tournament series, $25,000 prize pool. We have the FEL, which is going to be an annual tournament. We have RSL, which is going to be a seasonal tournament as well. Like, we have a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft throughout the course of the year. And as always, we'll be live. We'll be live here on a daily basis. All the StarCraft, all the StarCraft. Like, again, the majority of our casts are not predicated on the EWC circuit. So once EWC wraps up, like, that doesn't affect us. Like, nothing that you see here on our schedule is related to EPT at all, like, or EWC. So so expect a similar schedule to this every single week for the near future, for years to come. For years to come. So yeah, all the content, all the StarCraft, as always here, as always on the CranKy Ducklings. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in 2 hours. See you in 2 hours for some more StarCraft for our next broadcast. See you then, Pappy. See you then. Ciao, Pappy, ciao. See you in 2 hours. Also at YouTube, !YouTube. See you later.